You need to watch this if you crave chills down your spine. Welcome to Soul Studios. Here, true crime meets the unknown. Suspense lurks in every shadow, and supernatural forces whisper from the dark. We craft chilling, edge-of-your-seat short stories inspired by the eerie, the unexplained, and the most haunting mysteries. 3 new stories drop every week, each one darker than the last. Are you ready to step inside? Subscribe now before the next story finds you.
Jason is haunted by guilt and grief after a tragic backyard accident takes the life of his wife. But late-night disturbances and unsettling calls from her number blur the line between his grief and a chilling reality. As his sanity slowly unravels, Jason becomes convinced something dark and vengeful lurks beneath the water's surface, something desperate to pull him under. Is it a ghost, a delusion, or a cruel trick of his tormented mind? Dive into this gripping psychological thriller where betrayal, paranoia, and guilt collide in a tale you won't forget. If you crave terrifying true crime twists, psychological suspense, and stories that'll keep you up at night, subscribe to Soul Studios. Turn on notifications, because once you're in, there's no swimming back to safety. I stand at the sliding glass door of my bedroom, staring out into the midnight hush of my backyard. The reflection of my face hovers ghostly on the glass, superimposed on the scene outside. Everything looks ordinary at a glance. The still water of the pool glinting under the pale porch light, the wooden poolside chairs neatly arranged from earlier that day. It's a scene I've seen 1,000 times. But tonight, something feels off. There's a heaviness in the air that makes the fine hairs on the back of my neck prickle. I fumble with my phone in one hand, the screen lighting up my tired eyes. 2:13 a.m., it reads. Another night of restless insomnia, wandering the house like a ghost myself. I flip through notifications out of habit, news alerts, a weather update, a spam email, anything to distract from the quiet. Still, an unsettled feeling tugs at me. My thumb hovers over my wife's contact icon by reflex before I catch myself. She's not going to answer ever again. A soft splash draws my attention sharply back to the backyard. I press my face closer to the glass. The pool's surface is rippling slightly, concentric circles extending outward as if something or someone disturbed the water. My heart does a quick, anxious flip. There's no breeze tonight. The air is stiflingly still. Nothing should be making those ripples. I slide the door open, the worn rollers screeching softly in protest. Humid summer air, tinged with the sharp scent of chlorine, washes over me. Hello? I call out quietly, feeling a bit foolish. The night responds with the chorus of crickets and the distant buzz of a neighbor's AC unit. Stepping onto the cool flagstone patio, I strain my eyes toward the water. The pool lies calm and dark now, as if it never stirred at all. I release a breath I didn't realize I was holding. Just nerves. I've been on edge for days, jumping at shadows. Of course, I would imagine something wrong with the pool, of all things. Sighing, I rub a hand over my face. It's only been a week since the accident. Since I lost Dana, the thought hits me like a dull punch to the gut. Lost. That's the word everyone else used. I'm so sorry for your loss. What a terrible accident. Sympathetic murmurs from neighbors and colleagues echo in my memory. I haven't corrected anyone. It's easier to let them believe it was a freak tragedy, something I had no part in. Easier than telling them the truth, that on that night I fought for my life in this very backyard. I walk closer to the pool's edge, barefoot on damp grass. The smell of wet earth mixes with the chemical tang of chlorine. The water is dark, an inky mirror to the starless sky. I can see the faint outline of my reflection shimmering on the surface as I approach. In that reflection, for a moment, I think I see another shape behind me, a pale form standing just over my shoulder. I whirl around. Nothing. Only the empty yard and the silhouette of my house behind me, its windows dark. A trick of the light and my frayed nerves, no doubt. My pulse is dancing in my throat. Stop scaring yourself, I chide internally, wrapping my arms around myself against a sudden chill. But I can't shake the feeling that I'm being watched. The night seems too quiet now. Even the crickets have gone silent. A memory pushes its way to the surface, unwelcome, vivid. The sound of thrashing water, of Dana's shriek cut off by a gurgling choke. My own panicked gasps for air as we grapple. I squeeze my eyes shut, and the past unfolds against my will. It was supposed to be a heart-to-heart by the pool under the stars. That's what I thought when Dana asked me to sit with her by the water that night. My sweet, loving wife had been distant for weeks, and I was hopeful we might finally talk it out. I had no idea she had other plans, dark plans. I can still feel the shock of the cold water as she lunged and shoved me in, the sting of betrayal as sharp as the pain in my lungs when she held me under. I fought back with every ounce of strength, limbs flailing in blind panic. My hand caught a fistful of her hair, then her arm, anything to push myself up the head. We struggled until a sudden, sickening crack cut through the chaos, Dana's head striking the concrete edge. And then, silence. My eyes snap open. I'm back in the present, standing over the very spot where her skull met the ledge. A hot prickle of tears blurs my vision. Dana sank beneath these waters. I remember the horrified clarity as I realized she wasn't coming up again. I had crawled out, coughing and shaking, while my wife drowned in the darkness below. A tear slips down my cheek and falls, rippling the pool below, an echo of that night's disturbance. I wipe my eyes with an angry swipe of my hand. She tried to kill me, I whisper to the emptiness, as if the night needs reminding. The words sound defensive, desperate. Dana had intended to drown me, her own plan turned against her, and now I'm the widower everyone pities, haunted by nightmares I can't share. My phone buzzes in my hand, loud in the silence. I just about jump out of my skin, a yelp escaping me. Clumsy fingers nearly drop the phone, but I catch it. An unknown number at this hour? The number looks vaguely familiar, though. I squint at the screen and feel the blood drain from my face. The phone stops buzzing, and the notification stares up at me accusingly. It's her number. Dana's name, attached to the string of digits I know by heart. Impossible. Dana's phone is gone, sitting in an evidence locker somewhere, or 6 feet under with her. She can't. A trembling hand raises the phone again as it suddenly buzzes a second time. The same number. My heart lodges in my throat. With a shaking thumb, I accept the call and press the phone to my ear. For a heartbeat, there's nothing but static. Faint, crackling static. Then, layered beneath it, I hear it, the unmistakable sound of water. Lapping, flowing water like a phone dropped in a well. My blood turns to ice. "Dana?" I whisper, barely audible. A garbled noise filters through, distant and distorted. It almost sounds like someone trying to speak from underwater. Amid the squelch and hiss, I think I hear my name just once, a wet voice bubbling up. "Jason!" "Dana!" I cry out, voice cracking. The call cuts off abruptly, leaving only silence and my own pulse thudding in my ears. I stare at the phone. The screen has gone dark, reflecting my own wide-eyed expression. A cold dread seeps into my bones. I feel exposed out here in the open, as if unseen eyes are fixed on me. I back away from the pool, nearly tripping over my own feet, and stumble inside, slamming the sliding door shut. I lock it, hands shaking. Inside the house, the silence is oppressive. Every shadow seems to loom. I flick on a light in the kitchen and stand there in its pale glow, gasping for breath. It's not real. I'm just exhausted. It's not real, I murmur to myself, a mantra against madness. But the call on my phone feels all too real. I grab a kitchen towel and mop the cold sweat from my brow. In the dark window above the sink, my reflection stares back. Hair plastered to my forehead, eyes wild. Get a grip, Jason. Yet the oppressive feeling refuses to release me. I still feel as if unseen eyes are watching from every dark corner. I have to get out of this house. Whether I'm losing my mind or not, I can't stay here. I can't endure these walls closing in, the sense that she's here watching me. Alive or dead, ghost or delusion, it doesn't matter. I need air. I don't even bother with shoes or a coat. I snatch my car keys off the counter and nearly sprint down the hall toward the front door. If I can just get to the car, I can drive away. Find a motel, anywhere but here. Rain begins to patter against the roof. A storm is rolling in, the wind rising in a low howl. As I pass the living room, a flicker of motion draws my eye to the large window overlooking the backyard. My gut twists. Through the rivulets of rain on the glass, illuminated by a strobe of lightning, I see someone standing by the pool. Even through the distortion of rain and darkness, I know that silhouette. Dana. She's facing the house, facing me. Though I can't make out her eyes from here, I feel her gaze like two cold hands on my spine. My hands act on their own, sliding the glass door open. Wind and rain whip into my face as I step out into the fury of the storm. The world is a chaotic cacophony of water and wind. I squint against the downpour, focusing on the pool. She's still there, standing upright in the water as if the bottom were only inches below her feet. The rain pummels the pool's surface all around her, yet she remains distinct, untouched by the ripples. Her white nightgown clings to her figure, eerily still despite the wind and rain, unmistakably the same gown she wore that night. Her eyes, oh God, her eyes. In a flash of lightning, I see them clearly, pale, clouded, fixed on me. Despite the storm's roar, a strangled sob slips from my throat. Dana, I call out, a plea, a cry, I'm not even sure. The tempest snatches the word away. She lifts one arm slowly and curls a dripping finger in my direction. Come. My mind and heart are at war, but guilt wins over fear. I should have saved her. I should have pulled her out, given her a second chance, even if she meant to harm me. That guilt has chewed at me every sleepless night since. And now here she is, drowning right in front of me. This is my chance to do what I failed to do before. Without hesitation, I run to the pool's edge and dive in. The water is frigid and churning. I plunge into darkness, the rain hammering the surface above into a froth of bubbles. Underwater, the roar of the storm dulls to a heavy, muffled rumble. I open my eyes. The pool lights cast an eerie turquoise glow that fades into black just a few feet out. I twist in the water, searching desperately for Dana. Nothing. She's gone. Only the distorted silhouettes of raindrops pierce the surface far above. My lungs are already burning from the sudden dive. Bubbles slip past my lips as I let out a panicked, soundless shout. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I catch a pale blur. There, a white shape drifting near the bottom. I angle downward and kick, reaching out into the cold gloom. I'm coming. The shape is so indistinct, a billow of fabric, a hand. My fingers grasp only emptiness, sliding through silken water. A sudden, vice-like pain clenches inside my chest. My lungs scream for air. I realize with dawning horror how deep I've gone. The surface glimmers far above, a wavering rectangle of faint light. I start to kick up, but something's wrong. My clothes, heavy with rainwater, drag at my limbs. My foot snags on... Is it the pool vacuum hose tangled around my ankle? I shake it off and frantically claw for the surface, but my muscles are sluggish and uncoordinated. The edges of my vision begin to darken. As my strength falters, an image forms in the turquoise haze before me. Dana's face. Not the lifeless, waterlogged face from my nightmares, but how she was in life. Eyes warm, a soft smile curling her lips. She floats just an arm's length away, watching me calmly through the water. I reach out a trembling hand toward her, a desperate sob bubbling up from my throat in a trail of silver air. Her lips part, as if speaking. Through the thunderous pulse in my ears, I think I hear her voice, clear and serene, carry through the water. No witnesses. The phrase jolts through me. My vision wavers. Dana's face blurs, and I suddenly understand. She's not really there, she never was. My fingers slip through empty water where her hand had been. I'm drowning. Truly drowning. A final surge of adrenaline kicks my legs, propelling me a few feet upward, but it's too late. My body is starved for oxygen. Instinct takes over. I involuntarily suck in and liquid fire floods my lungs. Agony. I convulse, choking on the dark water. Above, the storm's fury is a muted echo. I can no longer tell which way is up. The world is narrowed to a tunnel of darkness closing in, the water strangely gentle now as it cradles me. My thoughts scatter, replaced by a curious peace. The fight is over. Somewhere in the darkness, I imagine Dana reaching out to me, her expression gentle and sad. Perhaps we'll both be free now. No more secrets. No more witnesses. The quiet surface of the pool settles once again, revealing nothing of the darkness lurking beneath. Secrets, like water, always find their level, but some truths are better left submerged. Be careful who you betray, because guilt never sleeps, and it always comes back for one last breath. Some secrets refuse to drown.
Every story has an end, but here, the mysteries never stop. Thank you for watching and being a part of this journey into the unknown. Your support keeps these stories alive, and there's plenty more waiting for you. We drop 3 new stories every week, so if you crave suspense, the unexplained and the downright chilling, make sure you're subscribed and ready for what's next. Until then, keep your lights on, your doors locked, and remember, some stories stay with you long after they're told.